We don't have all of the funds that we get go right to direct services to prospective employees, employee development, job seeker services. So we're a really kind of under the radar type of organization. So partnerships with CMC and VVP and any other community group really elevates our visibility, and then we can talk and tell our story about the services that we offer. Kind of like what Mark was talking about, some people, and we see a lot of people across the spectrum of, hey, I'm getting my very first job, I don't know what to do, I don't have a resume, so how can you help me build it? To, hey, I just got laid off and I am clueless and I'm still in shock, what do I do? We kind of parse through all that stuff and say, well, here's your opportunities, here's your thoughts. Try CMC for some things, try some leadership skills and programs with VVP. And so we can't do it all. And so we definitely focus on partnerships and collaborations because we can do more together and we can offer more resources together. We're the conduit for the state from a grant funding perspective and from some other monies that directly impact job seekers. And so we want to share the love of that to our partnerships. And we need bodies, we need people, everyone else has people, and we can come together with those resources.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you all for exploring that idea of collaboration and what it means for workforce in Eagle County. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back before you know it.
Good morning, Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your three favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it. and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Mountain Perspectives. I'm Chris Romer, President and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership. I'm joined by Anna Robinson with Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works, Mark Brennan with Colorado Mountain College, and Carolyn Tucker with the Colorado Workforce Center. And we're talking about workforce in Eagle County and workforce development and workforce programming. In the first session, we talked a lot about people and collaboration, how workforce is really about helping our people, which helps our businesses, which helps our community, and how working together makes all of that happen. Let's take a step back and talk about kind of the trends that we're seeing and the things that are affecting and impacting workforce in Eagle County. Carolyn, we'll start with you. What's the data tell us? What do you have to share around trends?
So the data, and I'll talk specifically about demographic data and ages and people because that's directly impacting the workforce. So as everyone knows, baby boomers were one of the largest demographic groups, and they are all kind of getting close, if not already stepping outside the workforce. They are retiring, they're choosing to do something else, they're stepping away. That leaves a huge void. And the Gen Z and the Gen X and the Gen Y and the millennials, there's not enough people coming through. So what we've seen over the last few years, even before COVID, was an unemployment rate below 3% for Eagle County, and it's going to continue to be very low unemployment. So it's, I hate to say this for the business community, it's still going to be difficult to find skilled people, which is why these partnerships are so critical as we grow that workforce. So those trends are impacting the workforce. Again, less bodies. We're seeing a trend toward still a tension between remote work and office work, and that tension is going to continue. We're seeing a shift in how businesses work with employees, and that means kind of checking in on work-life balance, on benefit packages, on livable wages, or at least maybe a competitive wage. And then we're actually talking about place. Where do people want to work? Can they work remote? Which makes Eagle County really attractive for those remote workers, but as everyone understands, there's consequences to that. So those types of trends are going to continue. Technology, because we have to do more with less, and the pace of change is so fast, we're going to need more training, more skilling, more consistent types of programs like that, and implementation of that technology in the business community.
There's so much to unpack there. I look forward to the future Mountain Perspective show on ChatGPT and on the impacts of AI. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. And I think the biggest theme, and I talk about this a lot, is it's really a math problem. We have a math problem. We have more people retiring than we have coming into the workforce. We have approximately 3,500 open positions
Yeah.
with a very low unemployment. So there's about a 10 to 1 unemployed person for every 10 or so jobs that exist. And so that math, you don't have to be great at math to know that is messed up, right? Like
Right.
It creates a lot of challenges for business sustainability and business growth and things. So there's a lot to unpack there, and I appreciate you sharing those trends and focusing it on the people, because it's a big issue.
And one other thing too is we all talked about gig work, but even before, and gig work being part-time or project by project type of work, that is going to continue, if not grow. So, a lot of people work 2-3 jobs living in a resort community. I did when I lived in a resort community. And so can businesses look at part-time? Can they work at shift work? Can they compress the workday so people are looking for maybe a 3 or 4 hour, 3 days a week? Take advantage of some of those people that are retired and say, you know what, I retired too soon. The wife needs to get me out of the house. I need to go work at Home Depot for 2 shifts. Those are some of those opportunities that come out of something like this.
Yeah, I think we could talk about this all day, and we have other
I
things
know,
to talk
I know.
about too. But it is really important, and it is kind of essential to the idea of workforce in Eagle County and the topic today. So thank you for those trends, and we might start to unpack some of that through the rest of this discussion as well. Anna, how about you? From a business perspective and business engagement, what are some of the trends that you're seeing?
Well, I think Carolyn touched on a big one of businesses just being more open to different types of workers, whether that is the partial retiree or, looking at 2 part-time positions instead of a full-time, or looking at high schoolers as a viable employee source. So I'm glad that you touched on that one. I think from a professional development and skills training perspective, the businesses are really starting to buy in. I think my engagement is up. I'm seeing a lot of different businesses that have not engaged in the past are sending people through our training programs. And I think part of that is, we're having to get creative. We're having to promote people that maybe you wouldn't have 5 years ago, or put people in positions where maybe that stretches them a little bit into a different skill set. And so that's really where we want to come in as Vail Valley Works, is to be that safety net and say, hey, you got this. You may not be entirely comfortable with it, or you may have thought it would have taken you a couple more years to get where you are, but we're here to help you along, and the businesses are buying into that. And I think in different ways as well. I think the larger businesses are using our programming because then they don't have to provide it themselves. They're allowed to do other things with their employees that they have. And I think that the smaller businesses are able to offer something that they couldn't before. So I think the buy-in is increasing, and it's for different reasons across the board, but whatever the reason, that's why we're here. And I think they're also understanding the collaboration piece, that when we do send people through leadership training or whatever the case may be, it creates that common language, and that just makes it easier for us to collaborate.
Yeah. Anna, talk about some of the specific trainings and programs that you do at Vail Valley Works.
We do some skills trainings like project management. We have a nonprofit fundraising certification. There's a lot of other skills trainings I'd love to take a foray into in the future. But we're really built on our leadership trainings as kind of our core, and that's the service that we want to provide to all the businesses in the community. And we rolled out a certification this year called the Lead Eagle certification, which is leadership, education, and development. And it's a 4-course series that really establishes that common language that we were talking about. So the first course is called Management Essentials, and we really go into the basics. How do you have a difficult conversation? Why should you document this? How do you see trouble spots with your employees? How do you build a culture? And then we move into taking the lead, which dives more into your team dynamics. How does your team motivated? How do you lead a team of different personalities? And then we have our Community Leadership Academy, which dives into your personal values, what makes you unique as a leader and what's important to you. And then we end with our Board Service Basics course, which is really serving your community through civic engagement. Whether maybe you're interested in board service, or you're doing it, but you don't really know what you're doing. But really, teaching people how to go out and give back to their community.
Great. Thank you for expanding a little bit on each of those, because I think that's really important to the engagement question and to the workforce. I'll share a quick story. I was talking to a business owner who was lamenting a little bit that they'd had a managerial position open for over a year, and they just couldn't, they had applications and they just couldn't find the right person. And this person said to me, I've got this person on my team that would be perfect for this job in 2 years. And I said, you should hire that person today and develop
Exactly.
them and provide them the skills training that exists through different channels that you talked about, or CMC, or the Workforce Center, or other things that exist. And they called me about 6 weeks later and they said, we hired that person for the job, and we know that they're not there yet, but we're going to give them every path, because you can't, it's hard for a business to sit in an open position for a year when you have someone that you think could do it. You need to hire that person,
Yes.
especially in a community like ours with the challenges that Carolyn talked about. So that's one example, but I think it's pretty common across businesses of anywhere from 6 to 60 employees, that type of situation happens. So pardon the introduction, or the interruption rather, with my commentary. Mark, how about you? What trends are you seeing? And share some of the new programming at CMC.
Sure. I mean, well, first of all, I just want to say to Carolyn's points, yes. On our campus, we've had 5 retirements in the last 12 months, and I've had at least one position that's been open for over 3 years. So not unusual for us as an employer to see exactly the same things that everybody else in the community is seeing. But, some of the trends, I mean, Chris, I think in my role, what I do is I let the experts like Carolyn and some of our community partners come to us and say, this is our need. And then we go off and kind of do a little bit of research ourselves to kind of just work out things like what's the job turnover, where's the growth, and so forth. And so a couple of programs that I'd like to highlight, I think one that we introduced last fall was our new bachelor's degree in human services. I think it's pretty obvious to say that behavioural health is a major, major issue. And as the county tries to respond, there's a huge workforce need in human services. So that's one program that we have developed. I'm really thrilled to say that it is enormously popular, probably one of our most popular bachelor degrees in in just over a year. At the campus level, quite exciting. I don't know if people have noticed there's a bit of construction going on, but there's even more coming. We are looking to launch a dental hygiene program in the summer of next year. Anybody who goes to the dentist in this community would also know there is a need for that. And then also in the fall of next year, in response to hospitals across all of the districts that CMC serves, we are launching a radiology technician program. So these are all examples of, again, people coming to us saying, would you be interested in, and we go off and explore. And just make sure that this is the right program for the community and also for our students. Going back to what I said earlier, we want our students to come out of these degrees with minimal debt, which usually they will do because of our good tuition, but also go into high-paying jobs and really contribute to the community and continue to contribute to the growth of our community as well.
Yeah, it's the dental hygiene is a really exciting opportunity. You talked earlier in the segment, or in the first segment, around the teacher and the education pipeline, where those kids graduate from CMC and essentially have I believe it's 100% placement with the Eagle County School District.
Yes.
So you're filling needs and responding to the community need and providing opportunities for the kids that have grown up here to be able to stay here in professional positions. And you're also helping on the housing standpoint. This is not a housing show. It's really a whole different mountain perspective show. But you guys have some housing going in too.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, part of it, you build student housing on our campus. And who are our students? Well, they're the workforce. But, the other thing about housing, what's super exciting about it as well, is we're hoping to attract people to come and do our programs and stay in the Valley and actually contribute to the workforce. So We are very close to finishing one building of 36 apartments, which will be open hopefully mid-August, and then a second one, which is in partnership, again, collaboration with Eagle County, which should be opening its doors around October, November. Yeah.
Remarkable. Thanks for that little tangent there, but it is related to workforce.
Totally.
In Eagle County, and it is happening at CMC, so I think it's a good.
Good morning, Vail.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tvavail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Next question for you guys, and maybe Mark will stick with you on this to kick us off, but I think one of the terms that we hear a lot, I hear a lot in the community, is this idea of grow your own workforce. And when we talk about growing our own workforce, this is aligned with what you were just talking about with some of the CMC programming. But expand on that idea. What are some of the things happening? What's interesting to you with this idea of grow your own workforce?
Well, I mean, the first thing I'll say, and again, it's a shameless plug for what we do on our campus, close to 95% of our students are in-district students. So that's kind of our aim, is to grow our own. How we do that then is to think really broadly about what sort of opportunities do we need to offer students. So, I talked a little bit about our healthcare programs. I've talked a little bit about what's going on in the schools. Everybody has a different pathway. Not everybody wants to do a bachelor's degree. So it's really thinking about where are the needs and how do we match those needs with the students. So, something that CMC and our campus is very interested in at the moment is trades. what does that look like for CMC to dip its toe into trades? Is it a massive trade school? If so, where does that live? But again, at the dual enrollment level, we are doing construction courses at Battle Mountain, probably starting them at Eagle Valley High School as well. Just let's get something starting right now and keep looking into the feasibility of perhaps doing a trade school somewhere. And again, looking at partnerships, we have a lot of, unsurprisingly, a lot of organisations coming to us saying, we need an HVAC program, we need a plumbing program. So, my question to them is, okay, how can you help us make this happen?
Right.
So this is what we're doing. I mean, we have our traditional associates and bachelors, some certificate programs, but now I think trades is probably going to be the next direction that we go in.
Yeah, great examples, and directly related to that idea of growing your own workforce, with 95% of your enrollment being people who are in district here in the area. So
yeah.
Great example. Anna, how about you? From a grow your own workforce standpoint, what are some of the things that you're seeing, and what are some of the programs that are out there?
I think the obvious answer is go after the youth. You have to get to these kids early, and you have to show them the opportunities that are available to them. And like Mark said, not everybody charts the same course, and that's great. That's what we need. We need a variety of people in the workforce. So that we do that at the partnership through our CareerWise youth apprenticeship programs. We have partnerships with businesses in so many different sectors, whether that is banking or HVAC or whatever the case may be. But these kids are starting their career early. They're starting in their junior year, and by the time they're out of high school for 1 year, they're fully functioning full-time employee that can then grow with the organization. So I think that's been a really important and eye-opening program for our business community, as well as the youth in our schools. We also have our Career Exploration programming through the school district, which is kind of a CareerWise light, where you're not necessarily employed, but you're able to go into the businesses and see what a career may look like as an electrician or a plumber, or whatever the case may be. I think it's also offering opportunities to level up. The youth is an important aspect of our workforce, but we have a lot of people that are already here and are already working, and may have realized that they need to acquire some new skills or go a different direction, and we need to offer that opportunity. And I think it's very focused, like Mark said, on you have to lean into the careers that make sense here. We can't all be astrophysicists, especially in Eagle County. But we certainly, do have amazing real estate. We have our Vail Health is an amazing employer that offers a wide variety of career opportunities. So, there's a lot of industries that you can succeed in here in a big way that maybe you couldn't in other places.
And I really like the framing of grow your own, not only with the youth and the kids, but also the seasonal workers who want to stay year round, or the gap year people who come for a year or two and decide they want to stay. I think those are important components of how we think about growing our own. Carolyn, anything you want to add around the idea of growing your own workforce?
I'll just tell Mark and Anna yes as well. But I think it's really critical. I mean, I think Anna touched on. There's great programs with Vail Valley Partnership and CareerWise to focus on the youth. The thing that we're trying to focus on is those high schoolers that may not know what they want to do, and they graduate from high school, and then there's no support system. There's nothing in school. And they're working, but they're still not sure. So how can we bring resources to them that says, great, you've got an entry-level job. That's terrific. Good for you. What are some next things that you might want to tackle to get to your next level, to maybe supervisor, talking about some of those leadership skills. Those soft skills are so important in the workforce that we need to find those people that are already working and say, great, I want to move up. How do I move up? Where do I move up? What can I do? And so are those resources available? Are those systems available to take it from, yeah, I'm working, but I want to be more. I want to do more, and I want to make more money so I can survive. So with the Workforce Center, we've got all kinds of internship opportunities, work-based learning opportunities, and apprenticeship program that we're working in healthcare, where the organization identifies their people that they want to upskill and get into the program. And so you take some entry level, have them in the hospital for a while, and then say, great, here's your next opportunity. And there's actually some grant funds for that as well. And that means growing your own. That's organized. That's the organization saying, I'm investing in you as an employee, and we're going to train into what we need.
Yeah, I think that's great. And it's a perfect time for us to take our second commercial break. We'll be right back with Mountain Perspectives.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wildcrafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Lion's Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lion's Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, Mountain Perspectives certainly is informative, and we'll see the finale of it in the 8 o'clock hour. But in the meantime, let's take a quick holiday break. Gretchen talks with this VP of Funko Pop about how you can get customized toys for your loved ones this holiday season.
Welcome back to the show. I am very excited. I'm with Dave Bure, the Vice President of Funko, and I have Pop Yourself. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm good. How are you?
I am very excited. I am so stoked about this moment. Now, Dave, I have to tell you, I saw a couple of my friends sharing on Facebook, on Instagram, all about the popping yourself, and I had no idea. I thought,
To be honest, I thought they were just special. Someone got a hold of them to do this. And then I learned about this whole world, and you guys so kindly let me pop myself. Can you tell us all about this?
Yeah, so at Funko, we're in the business of connecting fans to fandoms. It's what we're known for. But the number one thing that fans have asked for is how can myself or loved ones become a Funko Pop figure. So we're really excited that we were able to bring this to market just in time for the holiday. It's a very easy, intuitive experience. All you have to do is go to Funko.com. You're brought into a 3D builder where you can pick out your hairstyle, your skin tone, your fashion, your accessories, which are your interest points, whether you like to play sports or go fishing or cook. And then you're able to add a pet too, which we all know pets are a part of the family, and put your name on the box just like you have there. And it ships to you in about a week.
I am so excited, and Dave, I have to say, I am not the most tech savvy of human beings. This was so easy. I thought it might take me, to be honest, maybe 30 minutes. The whole doll, who actually looks like me and my dogs, I have to say, it took me maybe 3 minutes. It was wild, and I am so excited about the results. I don't know if you can see, but I have a little microphone. I'm wearing, very appropriately, a black outfit, which I wear black like today all the time. I have my little Gypsy and Bali. I have 2 Chihuahua mixes, rescue dogs. I could not be more pleased with this. It is so cute, and it turned out so well that our whole staff is talking about doing this for each one of us.
Yeah, it's great. We think it's not. I mean, just your reaction says it. I think we love that, and then obviously we think it makes an incredible gift. For every moment that needs a greeting card, you can now create a pop figure and give it. Certainly around gift giving time frame. So we're really excited about it.
Dave, I was going to ask you, because I obviously have been so thrilled with the way that mine turned out. Can you tell some of the people some of the different kind of things, characteristics that you can make your doll really look like yourself? Like for mine, I have big eyelashes, big eyes, and there's the eyelash situation. Or like, are there different hats, etc.?
Yeah, we try, ultimately we want people to see themselves in this brand. So that's really important to us. So when it comes to picking a hairstyle, we have 6 to 8 different colors depending on what the hairstyle is. I think collectively there's over 200 options, to give an example. And then when it comes to picking out your fashion or your interest points, I think that those are always going to be areas that will continue to evolve, continue to add. We listen to fans on this, so as the assortment continues to build as we go forward, that's going to be key. We want people to see themselves, but as it stands today, there's a lot of options to choose from, and as we move into next year, there'll only be more.
I'm so excited you said that, because Dave, it was hard for me. I was like, I'm an avid skier, and I saw you had like the beanie, and I'm like, oh, that's me. But then I'm like, oh, I wanted to do the microphone, the dogs. There's a lot, and yours looks a lot like you too, I must add. I like the one next to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect. This is such an awesome gift, and I think holidays, perfection, birthdays, like you said, any reason to celebrate. How long does it usually take to receive one? Because I got mine really quickly.
Yeah, right now it's about a week. I mean, obviously, as we get closer to the holiday and Christmas, it's better to order sooner than later. But that's something that as we move into a full calendar year, if you have a birthday party next week, we want to make sure that this is a reliable gift that you can count on. So making sure our delivery times stay within that's really important to us. Obviously, in gift giving timeframes, there may have to be some flexibility in that, but that's important for us as we look at a total calendar year.
Well, and I love this gift especially because on the back of the box, it's really neat. It says you are one of one, which makes you, because right when I got this, I knew it was coming, but I still felt really special. And it was a really cool moment to see everyone's like, little Gretchen is in the back room. And I'm like, excuse me. But it's true. It makes you feel really special about yourself and unique. And I think that's a beautiful gift to give someone, is to make them feel good about themselves. And it can be funny, you can put humor into it, you can make it serious. I just think it's such a cool gift.
Yeah, and I think people have so many different aspects to them. Like you're on TV now, but you love to ski, so there can be multiple versions, and it goes back to making sure we have the right choice around that. But there's multiple aspects of people to celebrate.
I love that you said that too, because in all of our lives, we are multiple different personalities and people, and I'm on TV and radio and I'm a skier. So I'm like, I think I might have to make 3. Is that weird if I have all these little Gretchens in my house? Whatever. I think it's cool.
We'd appreciate it, certainly from Funko.
Well, you're awesome. Thank you so much for this gift, and I'm so excited. I think I know what I'm going to be doing this year for friends and family alike. What is the easiest way to get going and get set up if you want to pop yourself?
Yeah, just go to Funko.com, and it's very easy to navigate into the Pop Yourself experience. You'll go through the build, check out, and again, the ship times are about a week.
Awesome. I really appreciate you, Dave. And you, if you can't tell, you made me very excited today.
Yeah.
Have a great one. And please check it out. Funko is amazing. Pop yourself. It is such a great gift. And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
You're watching K34QB.
It's Sunday, December 3rd. It's the top of the 8 o'clock hour. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro. Thanks for joining on your weekends. In this next hour, we catch the finale of Mountain Perspectives. It's very important to pay attention to this one. Plus, warm and toasty tortilla soup with colorful cooking with Tracy. Stay tuned. Hour 2 starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Now, one of our wonderful sponsors that we love are Eyepieces of Vail, and they have the latest and greatest goggles and eyewear technology. My favorite pair, and I know that I talk about it a lot, but I love the Smith goggles. What's great about their new technology is that they actually have this rounded front, so it expands your line of vision, so when you're actually seeing down, your peripheral is really great. But these are the Smith 4D Mag goggles. I love the 4D Mags. What's great about them, they have these little snaps that kind of just come open and close. You can unsnap it like this. You pull out both sides, and then the goggles just pop right out. Just like that. So there's the lens. What's even better is that they come with a low light lens. They've got this really great, as you can see, iridescent color on it, but it actually is great because it allows the chroma pop lens, which is high def technology. What also I love is that they've got this foam, so it allows air technology to flow through. The goggles don't really fog up. And these are the 4D Mag S, which is a specific model made for smaller faces. So guys, girls, children, all of it. This is just about for everyone, but Smith really makes these goggles in all shapes and sizes for every face shape. If you head over to Eyepieces of Vail, they can actually outfit it with your prescription glasses. So you don't have to wear them underneath, or you don't have to worry about wearing those contacts and worrying about your eyes drying out. I'm a big fan of the Smiths. Head over to Eyepieces of Vail. They have 8 different locations across the valley where you can pick out your very own version of Smiths or other brands as well. They've got a huge selection, so check it out. And in the meantime, I'm going to go try these on and see how they look. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Good morning, Vail.
I know that you've been sitting on the edge of your seat to find out what happens on Mountain Perspectives. Well, you're in luck. We are at the finale, so let's take a look at what they have to say to wrap it up.
Welcome back to Mountain Perspectives. I'm Chris Romer. I am the president and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership, joined today by Anna Robinson with Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works, Mark Brennan from Colorado Mountain College, and Carolyn Tucker from the Colorado Workforce Center. We're talking about workforce in Eagle County. We've talked about trends. We've talked about grow your own. We've talked about what workforce development even means and how it impacts a community. So let's take a little bit of a step back, and we'll start with Carolyn on this one. What do you wish? You talked earlier about the Workforce Center being the best kept secret.
Yes.
Which is not a great thing. We want people to know more about you.
Yes.
So what do you wish people knew more about your programs?
Well, I want people to know that all of our programs are free and that they are available to anybody who needs our services. And those services include resume writing, interview skills, even career assessments. Like, what do I want to do? I don't have an idea. Do I have strengths in these different areas? We also have career counselors, one-on-one. So we actually have a personal attachment and connection with people. We also do virtual webinars and virtual meetings if you can't make it to the Workforce Center, which is located in Edwards here in Eagle County. And we also have grant funds. People can get into CDL, get a CDL license. They can do some, we can pay for some of the programs that Mark offers at CMC, leadership training. So we have a ton of resources available, and happy to talk to anyone about those resources and partner and share the information.
Yeah, it's great. You have stuff not just for individuals, but for the businesses too, with some of those grants and things you talked about. So I think those are all great things. Mark, how about you? What do you wish people knew about Colorado Mountain College, Vail Valley at Edwards? What do you wish they knew about the campus and the programming there?
You know, I just wish people knew about the variety of what we offer. You know, I think a lot of people just think of us still as a community college. I would prefer to say a college for the community. We offer bachelor degrees, you know, associate's degrees, and a number of certificates. I think, you know, I probably shouldn't say this in public, but there are some people for whom education is not something that they want to do, and I understand that. That's fine. But if you think you're not smart enough or that you can't do it, then I would probably say that you're wrong. If you think that you can't afford it, I would probably say you're also wrong. If you don't think that you'll get the support that you need in order to complete, I would probably say that you're wrong. So, you know, it's affordable. We have great scholarships. We have an awesome team of people who are there to see you succeed. So yeah, if you have ever thought about it, come on in through the front door.
Yeah, and this community is very good to a lot of organizations and not-for-profits and different needs. But share a little bit more about the scholarships. I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't talk about this before. But do you have a ballpark number of how much money is going into scholarships on your campus?
On our campus? Well, I'll give you sort of college-wide, it's just over $1 million. But at the Vail Valley campus, we are very, very fortunate to have close to nearly $300,000 worth of scholarships awarded to students this year.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's real money that provides real opportunities to people. And as we talked about in the first segment, when we talk about workforce, we're talking about people. So there's real opportunities. So thanks for letting me throw you a little bit of a curveball there, and thanks for having the data at the tip of your brain.
Yeah.
Anna, how about you? What do you wish people knew about your programming at Vail Valley Partnership and Vail Valley Works?
I wish that the business owners knew more that we are here to support them and that we are here to help them grow their own. You know, it's not just the community, but within your own business, if you're hesitant about promoting that person, or you know they need a little extra support and love to bring them along, that we're here to do that. And you don't have to look outside or keep a position open for years. I wish that they knew that we were here and that they should always be looking for leaders at every level of their organizations. You need entry-level leaders and you need strategic leaders. And so we are here to help keep that continuum moving.
Yeah, and all great examples from each of you guys. I'll add to Anna's. I wish people knew that we would do custom training for them and connect them with some of the professional facilitators and trainers to do whatever they might need and to use us as that conduit. So that's something that a few businesses do, and we're certainly willing and able to do it for most anybody, to have them get exactly what they need. Yeah. So one more question for you guys. When we talk about workforce development, and again, what that really means is people, what is the one thing that you're really most excited about. And Anna, we'll start with you.
It might be a little bit of a off-the-wall answer, but I'm excited. Hardship creates opportunity, I think is the best way to put it. And right now it's hard for our businesses to hire and retain employees. And so I'm excited, not for the business's hardship, but for the opportunity that it creates for the people who work here to level up, to make more money, to learn about themselves, learn skills that they didn't know that they had. So I think it's been really exciting to sit in on some of the trainings and hear the confidence build in some of these leaders, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah, it's a great answer. Mark, what are you most excited about when it comes to the idea of workforce development and workforce in Eagle County?
I would probably say the first Friday of every May, which is when we have our graduation. That's when I see the difference that we can make and what we are able to contribute and what the community of the Valley is able to contribute.
Yeah, it's a great answer, and I would encourage anybody and everybody who hasn't taken the time to go to the Vail Performing Arts Center on that first Friday evening in May to experience, I'm going to say kids, but it's not just kids. It's the whole spectrum of ages, but these folks, what it means to them and what it means to their families, and hearing from each of them at the podium sharing their experience, it is a immensely powerful evening. So that's a great example. It's a great example. Carolyn, what about you? What is one thing you're most excited about when it comes to workforce in Eagle County?
Well, I'm going to cheat because I have two. One thing, the first thing is I'm so excited that we make a difference in individual people's lives. So when we get the phone call that says, hey, Carolyn, I got that job, or hey, I got that promotion, thanks for your help. That means the world to us and our entire team, because that's what we're all about, is taking people who don't have that confidence or may have been rocked by something and saying, we're going to help you get to where you want to go. So that's really exciting. The second thing is I'm just thrilled with the partnerships and the resources that are available to the entire community, no matter where you are on the spectrum. First-time job, like I said, laid off, wanting to be a leader. There's so many resources that everyone has to offer that you can find your way and try. And it's time to come out and be all you can be. That's kind of a cliche, but it's really stepping into what the world needs and what the community needs, and build our own fabric by having that resilient workforce. So that's I'm really pumped about.
Yeah, and I'm going to take a little bit of executive privilege here and share what I'm most excited about. And what I'm most excited about really is the entrepreneurial spirit that exists here in Eagle County. This county was built on a lot of the things that you guys have talked about, really bootstrapping, dating back 60 years when Vail Mountain opened the chairlifts and the community changed from a little bit more of a ranching and farming community into a tourism-oriented community, and how we've grown since then. But we've maintained that entrepreneurial spirit, and we've maintained the ability to focus on doing the right things. And our community, be it all the different economic hardships or pandemics or little blips that we've seen in my 26 years here, every single time our business community has said, all right, how do we do it? What do we need to do next? We haven't wallowed in our, spilt milk, if you will, but rather we've rolled up our sleeves and gotten things done. And I think that's the case for workforce. We're going to continue to roll up our sleeves and get things done because that's what our people need and that's what our businesses need. And it makes me excited. So last question, and this is going to be a really quick one. So lightning round. How do people learn more about your organization and the things you do? Carolyn?
You can look for Colorado Workforce Centers. You can either Google that, or I can give you my phone number, 970-880-4172, and I will put you in contact with all of the resources we have.
Great. Mark, how about you?
Well, every semester you should be receiving a little schedule in your mailbox. Pick it up and read it. Read the stories that are in there. You'll actually find a lot about what we do there. Or come to 150 Miller Ranch Road and walk in the door and see it for yourself.
Yep. Great. And Anna, how about you? How can people learn more?
Easiest way is online, vailvalleyworks.org or vailvalleypartnership.com, or just come see us, come to a mixer. The team's always happy to help.
That's great. Well, thank you guys all for taking the time to join us today. Thank you for viewing Mountain Perspectives. We've been talking about workforce in Eagle County with Carolyn Tucker, Mark Brennan, and Anna Robinson. Really appreciate all of you guys taking the time, and thank you so much.
Good morning, Vail.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I?
Yes, I do. So even though you work for...
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Suki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I know you often see me here in the kitchen on Good Morning Vail, but we have our resident chef, Colorful Cooking with Tracy, and she makes a warm and delicious tortilla soup.
It's getting hot in the kitchen again, or it will really soon. Hi there, I'm Tracy Miller with Colorful Cooking, and this is the cooking show where we're gonna let you know how to cook healthy and how to make it easy. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so what I'm doing now today is thinking about all those busy parents or all those busy worker bees that get home late at night and want a healthy dinner, but you want it to be prepped before you get home. So today we're doing soup and salad. I'm gonna do a chicken tortilla soup and a cauliflower salad with a lemon tahini dressing. So that's going to be a really exciting salad, and you can of course make it early and then assemble it right when you're ready to go and put the dressing on it right when you're ready to eat it. And the soup, you can either keep it on your stove, it's kind of a quick soup, or you can put it in your crock pot and let it cook slow all day long. So let's first start off with the soup. Today our chicken tortilla soup is going to have chicken breast, which are cut into small pieces. I'm going to get my pan nice and warm with a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. Now I like to use olive oil because it's the healthiest oil out there, and of course the more and more that you can eat the healthy oils and cook with the healthy oils, the healthier you're going to be. So this is very heart healthy. And I like to stick with olive oil too as my oil in general because I don't really want 18 different oils on my counter and me have to decide every time. Coconut oil would be another great option because it can withstand a high heat. So we're just going to get this pan heated up because when we put our chicken breast that's already chopped up in the pan, we want to hear that sizzle. When you're building a soup, when you're building the base of a soup, you want to have those little brown bits. You know, sometimes when you walk away from your oven and you're like, oh no, I burnt it. Don't think that when you're making soup, because what you're going to do is those little burnt pieces are actually going to give you nice flavor. Those are like the base of your flavor. So whether you're cooking a meat or a chicken soup, if you just let it sit there for a few minutes and get those brown pieces and then stir it around, that's going to be a nice base of flavor for your soup. A lot of times when I'm teaching cooking classes, I have to tell people that they're over stirrers. They just sit there and stir everything way too much, and you want to get those pieces on the bottom so that you have a lot of flavor. Okay, so when you're starting off a soup, typically in French soups you have something called a mirepoix, and that is onion, carrot, and celery. But today we're making kind of a southwestern Mexican style soup, and we are going to have our mirepoix is going to be onions, garlic, green pepper, and jalapeno pepper, because we're going to get a little bit of that flair going on in there. So I'm going to start chopping up the onions as my pan is starting to heat up. I can actually feel the heat, so I think we're going to get a sizzle pretty soon. We're going to do about a cup of onion. And then now this is going to be delicious for you, but also really healthy because the onions are filled with antioxidants and they're going to fight everything during cold and flu season. So the more onions, if you like onions a lot, add a few more, cook them down. They're going to taste delicious. They won't have that super raw feeling, but if you do want to put them on after, you know, as your little topping, then that would be nice as well. Okay, so my pan is warm. I have already made my spice mix, and whenever I'm making soups, I make my spice mix to start things off. So this spice mix is filled with salt and pepper, cumin, a little coriander, and some chili pepper, because I am going with the Mexican theme. So here we go. We're going to really stir that around so we get nice coverage with our soup. With our chicken, we want it well seasoned, and hopefully you can hear that sizzle. This is going to give us a lot of flavor. I'm going to spread the chicken around in my pan, because you always want to spread everything around on your pan so that it all gets even coverage on the base of where it's cooking. I'm going to put a little more of my spices so they're nice and covered. This is going to be the base flavor of our soup, so we really want to kind of over season it just a little bit. All right, while that gets seared up, I have cauliflower actually starting to roast in the oven. Now, cauliflower might be intimidating a little bit because it's this big old head wrapped in cellophane. All I do is take my knife and cut right through the middle. That opens it up, and then you can kind of pick off the florets from that. So that's what I've done already. I have cut up the cauliflower into small little pieces. I have it roasting in the oven at 400 degrees with olive oil and salt and pepper. And now what happens with the cauliflower is the smaller that you cook it, the smaller you cut it, the quicker it's going to cook. Now I kind of kept it at a decent size because it will shrink a little while you're cooking it. We're gonna cook it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Another thing that I'm gonna do for our cauliflower salad is it's gonna have roasted chickpeas on it. We actually have a lot of beans in the recipes today, so if you are gonna have to be a late night diner, you're gonna be happy because we have low fat protein for you. So your dreams won't be too weird like if you're eating a steak sandwich at 10 o'clock at night, go to bed and you have all these crazy dreams and you're like, what's going on? Well, I ate steak after 9. So on the chickpeas, which of course are low in fat, high in protein, and delicious when you roast them up, I have a mixture of oregano and salt and pepper. Parsley is delicious with chickpeas, but we are going to add fresh parsley to this salad. Really cover these chickpeas too. Do not be shy in your seasoning ever. As you take a look at the chickpeas, you'll see they have tons of seasoning on them. As you take a look at the chicken that's cooking up, you'll see that it has tons of seasoning on it as well. So this is kind of nice because it's one pan for the salad. This is going to be our cauliflower salad that will have roasted cauliflower, roasted chickpeas. We're also going to add some parsley to it and some lettuce, some baby lettuce. So let's pop that back in the oven and get it going at 400. Both of those take about 20 minutes to roast up. I'm gonna stir this chicken now because I've let it sit long enough that it's gonna be kind of charred up and a little stuck to the bottom, and that's what we want. So we'll get that chicken stirred up. It's definitely not cooked all the way yet, and I wanna sear it a little bit more because I kind of want every side to have a little sear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank this up a little bit. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Remember before when I was talking about being an overstirrer? This is a point in time where you can sort of be an overstirrer, but you really wanna make sure you get that sizzle and that crust on one side. So we're gonna let this cook up. I'm gonna get my green pepper chopped up. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we return, adding more to the super simple chicken tortilla soup.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. I am Tracy Miller, and today we are making a meal that you can prep early, and if you have to work late or the kids are in sports and you're not eating until later, you're gonna have a healthy, hot, delicious meal ready on the fly. It's chicken tortilla soup and cauliflower salad. The cauliflower and the chickpeas are roasting in the oven right now, and this is chicken breast that I have cut up. Now, we talked a little bit about how we want that chicken to really form a crust before we get going, and it really has. It's got a lot of seasoning on it. It's cooked up nicely, and what I'm gonna do now is pull out the chicken, and I'm going to just let it rest for a minute because we are going to get our aromatics kicking in the pan. What does that mean? It means your garlic and onions, and in this case, what starts off the chicken tortilla soup is garlic, onions, green pepper, and jalapeno pepper. And of course, if you don't like the spice, if you can't take the heat, don't put the jalapeno pepper in there, okay? So I'm just gonna let that chicken just chill out right there for a minute. I have another pan starting to heat up. Okay, this baby's gonna be really hot. See, I cranked it, so it's getting hot, it's steaming. The crusty parts are on the bottom, which is exactly what we want. I'm gonna add a tiny, tiny bit of oil right now, and then I'm gonna put the onions in there, and onions and peppers. What's gonna happen when these onions and peppers start to cook is their natural juices are going to secrete, and they are gonna deglaze the pan. So deglazing the pan is what is essential when you are making soups or sauces or anything like that. You have the nice brown bits that I can't stop talking about right here on the bottom, and then now you're gonna put the veggies in, and you're gonna let those veggies start to pretty much just simmer in the pan, and they're gonna get juicy, and then they're going to help deglaze that pan. So I have one whole green pepper and a half an onion, a huge onion. So it really turns out to be close to equal parts green pepper and onion, little extra green pepper. So we're gonna get that green pepper in there. And of course, if you're somebody that's sensitive to green peppers and you prefer the red pepper, you can do whatever you want. You can put whatever kind of pepper you want in there. The green pepper is actually just gives it a little more of a bite than the red pepper. The red pepper is gonna be a little bit sweeter than the green pepper, so you're going to get kind of a sweeter flavor in there, which could be a counterbalance if you are using a jalapeno. So, you know, think about that if you want. And actually the red pepper has like 3 times the amount of vitamin C that the green pepper does, because the green pepper is kind of the baby and the red pepper is the big sister, because the red pepper is the green pepper but on the vine for a couple months longer. So that makes it more sweet, and it just boosts up that vitamin C huge. Alrighty, so we've got our peppers starting. The pan is not deglazing yet, but you can see that the colors from the parts on the bottom are starting to change the color of the onions and the peppers. So our plan is working, my friends. All right, I'm just gonna put a half a jalapeno in here. Me, I love jalapenos. I absolutely love them. I don't take the seeds out of them, but if you're making this for like lots of people or kids or something, this is called the membrane and those are the seeds, and that's where you're gonna get your spice. So if you don't want spice from your green pepper, get rid of those. Me, I like a little kick. I'm not gonna put too much in there. So we are going to just kind of roughly chop this, and then we're gonna let it cook with the onions and peppers. So the heat from this is gonna be juicy and it's gonna get right around the onions and peppers. So first of all, you're probably thinking this is a very interesting knife that I'm working with today because here at the TV8 kitchen, I usually bring my own knives, but I forgot it today. So I had to look around and I got this old school knife, and I had to say to everybody here in the studio, hey, this is a really great knife because it's sharp. So whenever you're working with knives in your kitchen, the sharper the knife, the safer it's gonna be. That sounds crazy, right? But if you are using a dull knife, then what you're doing is you're pushing through your food. And when you're pushing through your food, it's going to tear your food, and it's also gonna wiggle around a little bit. So you might not get the best coverage, and you're definitely gonna have a little trouble and more likely to cut yourself. Okay, everything's cooking here. It's over a medium-low heat. I have this frying pan over a low heat. I'm gonna crank that up just a little bit. And what we're gonna do now is just make some tortilla strips for the top of our soup when it's done. Everybody loves these because they just kind of add a little bit of crunch. So just slice them thin like this. These are corn tortillas, so this is gonna be a gluten-free soup. And a masa flour can be replaced for the corn tortillas in the soup. But of course, if you want these little tortilla sticks on top, you really have to use the tortilla and fry them up. Super easy to do this, and everybody loves it. It kind of elevates the soup a little bit. So what we're gonna do is put our pan with some olive oil, a decent amount, because you want the tortillas to kind of fry up a little bit. So we'll put those with a decent amount, and then we're gonna put those in there. Give them some space, like I was saying about the chicken. Don't burn yourself or anything. I think my hands are immune to it now, but just give it some space and let those fry up. We're gonna check in the oven right now and see how that cauliflower is doing and see how those chickpeas are doing. If they're starting to get crispy, we're in good shape, but sometimes it takes a little longer. And when you're working with fresh ingredients, you always have to check everything. So here we go. They're looking good. This is what I want to see on that cauliflower, is when you flip it over, you've got those little brown marks again. That's going to be the theme of our show today. I'm going to close this down and let it cook for a few more minutes. We are going to put corn and black beans into our soup once we get it rolling. And I just want you to know, like, whenever you're using cans of beans, rinse them off first because they're filled with sodium to preserve them in the can. But if you actually rinse the beans off, then you're gonna really, really lessen that sodium. I think it's by half or even more. So just rinse your beans off before you put them in. Sometimes you wanna say, okay, but I like that juice, Tracy. Don't like the juice, it's full of sodium, and we can make our own juice right here, which is what we're gonna do now. So my peppers and my onions are cooking up in this soup. You can cook that for a little bit longer if you want to, but we're gonna add 1 can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. And don't be afraid of the canned stuff. Canned tomatoes that are processed, it makes it easier to get the lycopene that's in the tomato that's really, really healthy for you and super duper healthy for men too. So don't be afraid of canned stuff. Don't be afraid of canned tomatoes. Some other things you might be afraid of, but I like canned tomatoes and beans. All right, there we go. We got a little juice going in there now with those canned tomatoes. We're gonna put chicken broth in as well. And then I'm gonna put the chicken in. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna put the corn and the black beans in there and just let it simmer. And that's the point where you can let it simmer for the rest of the day if you want. You can switch it to your crock pot if you want, or you can turn it off and just heat it up when you get home later tonight. So right now we have green pepper, onion, garlic, jalapeno, a can of tomatoes, and chicken broth. Now I'm gonna add my chicken breast. I'm going to crank this up. When it comes to a boil, we're going to add the black beans and the corn, and then we have our soup ready to simmer. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to clean up a little bit. When we return, we're assembling that cauliflower salad. I'm making a lemon tahini dressing that you are going to love, and we're going to get our tortilla strips all ready for dinner time. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
I have just been so hungry watching Tracy make this delicious tortilla soup. If you want to see how it finishes up, let's take a look at this next segment.
It's getting hot in here, and we are roasting cauliflower and chickpeas. The chickpeas are tossed in salt and pepper and oregano, and that's going to be for our roasted cauliflower salad. The tahini dressing is something we're about to make as well. Feels good by the oven. Everything is looking good on there. They're all roasted up nicely. The cauliflower has some great color to it, and so do the chickpeas, and they feel like they're a little bit crispy too. Sometimes those chickpeas can take a little while to get crispy, but this is a snack that you'll absolutely love if you're a fan of chickpeas. Okay, we're gonna hold off on this for 1 second, and we're gonna get back to the soup. You see that this soup is boiling like crazy right now, and that's what I wanted it to do at this point. What we're gonna do now, and this is what I was talking about with the masa. You can either use masa flour, about 1/8 cup, or you can use corn tortillas, and you just rip them up and put them in the boiling soup. And this is gonna give it that tortilla flavor. And I also have my fried tortillas right here so that we can really kind of have that chicken tortilla flavor that we are naming the soup. So I'm just gonna rip up one of these, actually 2 of these, real small. What's gonna happen is they'll start to disintegrate, and then the flavor will come out in the soup. And this is a corn tortilla, so it is gluten-free. So for all your gluten friends, your gluten-free friends, or for you, then this can be a nice soup for you that's going to be hearty and have a little body to it, because that masa or those corn tortillas are really going to give it a nice flavor. Okay, so we're going to let that boil for another probably 2 or 3 minutes or so, just to soften up those tortillas. Meanwhile, I'm going to dump a half a can of beans in there, depending on how much you like beans, and about a cup of corn. This is just a really colorful, beautiful soup. And it's so healthy for you. Low in fat as well, especially using the chicken breast. If you ever want to use chicken thighs in a soup, which sometimes I do as well because they have a little more flavor, it's that brown meat. Look at the color on that. Oh, this is a nice soup. It really looks good. I'm going to actually add a little more of my seasoning mix. And once again, the seasoning mix is salt and pepper, cumin, coriander, and chili powder. This is what's going to give it its flavor because, of course, our chicken broth was just a plain chicken broth. So we need to give it flavor with the spices that we put in there. And, of course, the more spices and herbs you can get in your life, the healthier you're going to be. All right, we're gonna let that bad boy boil for just a little bit longer, and we're gonna work on our cauliflower salad. So cauliflower is so delicious, so good for you, and it goes really nicely with parsley. So I'm gonna thickly chop up some fresh Italian parsley. I prefer the Italian parsley. It has bigger leaves and it has a big flavor. And so I have some mixed greens here. These are baby greens. So when you're buying baby greens, just be careful because they go bad really, really fast because they're little babies, you know, and they're very perishable. So when you're looking at the container, buy one that you know is the size that you're going to eat, and make sure there's no water in the container when you buy it because that water is really going to destroy those. So I have some sliced apples, and I use apples or cranberries for this salad. I have the mixed greens, and then I have the beautiful parsley that we're going to put right on top there. Okay, so now we're going to get some of our cauliflower. If you haven't eaten cauliflower roasted like this, it's delicious. It actually kind of tastes like popcorn. It gets those burnt pieces and it's so good. It's really a fun, delicious way to get your veggies in. Okay, so we're going to top that with some cauliflower. And then our chickpeas are nice and crispy. And again, this is another good snack. I mean, if you're working in an office and you need that little 3 o'clock pick-me-up, chickpeas and cauliflower, really? I mean, you might not want to open the container of cauliflower at work because it's definitely stinky, but it tastes really good and very good for you. Okay, so there we go. We've got crispy chickpeas that are coated in salt and pepper and oregano. We have cauliflower. You can use cranberries or apples, mixed greens, and parsley. That's the salad, but the best part of this salad is actually the salad dressing. So let's get to making the salad dressing, and I'm going to make it in this bowl right here. And it's pretty easy, and it's extremely delicious. So what we do with this is this is my cheater. So if you don't want to cheat, don't get like a lemon pepper marinade, but this is what I like to do just to kind of loosen up the tahini. You can also do fresh lemon, but this is just kind of a quick way to make a delicious sauce. So I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the lemon. So this is lemon and olive oil. So if you're doing it all fresh, lemon and olive oil is enough. And then we are going to get the tahini. Now this is such a great ingredient. It's sesame paste. It gives you a really unique flavor and it goes so well with cauliflower. So we're going to do about equal parts. So another 2 tablespoons of that. I'm going to get some salt and pepper on here. And my tahini is pretty liquefied right now. Sometimes that's not the case, but it is. And so I'm just going to stir this up. If you would like it less thick, add a little bit of water. No big deal. You can just add a little tiny bit of water to that. or a little shot of maple syrup if you need some sweetness to it. So that's going to be our salad dressing that goes with our salad. You can prep the salad all the way to this point, and then when you get home and you're ready for dinner, then you can put the sauce right on top of it. So now we are going to get a bowl for our soup. Let me see. I'm just going to move a few things around here for a second. Get rid of these hot pans as you take a look at that salad. And I'm going to go get a bowl. This had a little chicken in it before. It had the cooked chicken, and actually I had meant to make the salad dressing in this bowl because this is the kind of bowl that you would typically eat a chowder out of, and that deep bowl over there is what you would eat more of a soup like this for. So I'm totally messing up the bowls here, but I don't think anybody really cares too much about that. I'm going to turn the soup down. We have this just delicious soup, and you can see that the tortillas have kind of melted in there. Look how many veggies and colors there are. This is colorful cooking right here, folks. This is what I like to see. A hot soup, lots of nice broth, lots of colors, lots of vitamins and minerals in there. And now let's wreck it all by putting some fried tortilla strips on top. But this is going to give it great flavor. It's delicious. I have a little cilantro as well to brighten it up, and then a little avocado. And there you go. There is your chicken tortilla soup and your delicious cauliflower salad with a tahini dressing. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope this gives you a couple good ideas on how you can make a dinner and be prepared if you're coming home late at night. I'm Tracy Miller, and this is Colorful Cooking.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
TV8 is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering content in all sorts of mediums. Take us with you on the go, as Good Morning Vail and Good Day Vail are now available as podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. And don't forget, you can always find TV8 on YouTube, tv8vail.com, and all of our social media platforms. Just another reason why there's more for you on 92.
TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
What an amazing Sunday. Thank you for spending the past 2 hours with us here at Good Morning Vail. We learned all about feeling beautiful from the inside out, shine intuitive beauty with microblading. We also got to talk to some amazing human beings, snowboarders and photographers. What an awesome day. Hopefully you get on out there, enjoy that sunshine, and keep it here tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you.